about how social media impacts a local business, but actually, I'm not going to just talk to you about it, I'm going to demonstrate it. Are you ready for this? But before we get started, I like to always start with a few funnies, because I feel like funnies kind of loosen us up, especially after lunch, get us laughing, and I'm thinking it might make you listen a little better. So let's start with the first funny. Hold on, I just want to put on Facebook that I'm actually in the process of being mugged. Then you can have my BlackBerry. Or for those moms and dads out there, well, yes, we could read your blog, or you could just tell us about your school day. How about this one? Hi, Twitter was down this morning. Could you just tell me what you had for breakfast? Thanks. How many of you would rather have a root canal than tweet? I want to know by show of hands. I knew you were out there. Social media is not about what you're tweeting and what you're posting. And that's what I want to walk you through today, which takes me to the last funny. I'm trying to be a good listener, but you keep breaking my concentration by talking. Social media is about listening. If all you're doing is talking online, then you cannot listen. It's about listening to your customers. I want to share a quote with you from one of my favorite authors, Stephen Covey. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Let me say that one more time in case you weren't listening. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply, which is mistake 101 with social media. Now I'm going to demonstrate for you a day in the life of local Larry. I'm going to walk through Larry's story. Hit it! Oh, Larry Smith, he's a simple man. He has 2 children, twin boys, 6 years old, works up at Diablo Canyon. In his spare time, he likes to cycle, hike up at Bishop's Peak, loves tasting wine and the occasional cigar. Larry is super excited because he is in the middle of buying his dream home here on the Central Coast. Larry is going to have a long day. He needs to head out, so he's going to head to his bank. Larry walks into his bank, really excited. He's there to sign his mortgage loan papers. Walks in and no one greets him. The bank's busy, so he decides, I'm going to go sit in the waiting room, and I'm going to wait. Larry waits, and he waits. He reads the pamphlets there, learns everything he can about mortgage loans. He then decides he's going to go interrupt the mortgage specialist. You know what a specialist is, correct? A specialist is someone that's special in their field, special, list, and they listen. That's what a specialist is supposed to be. So he goes up to the mortgage specialist, who apparently has been on a personal phone call for the past 10 minutes. Larry apologizes for interrupting. Excuse me, sir, I'm here to sign my mortgage papers. The gentleman says, I'll be right with you. So he waits for another 2 minutes. Finally, Larry gets to sign his mortgage papers. Larry leaves the bank. He pulls out his smartphone, and Larry goes ahead and posts on Facebook to 700 of his friends, that darn bank took forever and I'm still confused. He then takes a picture, puts it up on Instagram that he took while he was in the bank, and he puts a tag, mortgage hell. Larry is very confused and obviously not very happy. Poor Larry. His customer experience is lengthy, it's confusing, he's frustrated. He decides he's going to leave and go talk to his realtor. Because after all, Joe Schmo, his realtor, said he could come in at any time. He's going to his realtor to get the inspection papers on this new home that he's purchasing. Walks into the realtor's office. He's greeted by the receptionist, who apparently is having an off day. The receptionist says, Hi, Larry, what do you need? He said, I'm here to get my inspection papers. The receptionist said, well, the realtor's not in. Joe Schmo's out showing another house. Sorry, I don't know where they're at. Not only does the receptionist not call the realtor, she doesn't even take Larry's phone number so that she can make sure Larry gets what he wants. So Larry leaves the realtor's office. Obviously, Larry's not having a good day. He goes ahead and yelps about his experience. Joe Schmo, I would not recommend. He then tweets. Think about where Larry is reaching online as we walk through this. His customer experience is brief, it's unrewarding, and it's disappointing, and he is furious. After a long day, Larry decides, I'm going to stop by my local winery, Wino's Winery. I've had a long day, I'm going to have a glass of wine. He walks into the winery, he begins to have a different experience. They greet him enthusiastically, oh, Larry, come on in. We have a special wine for you to taste. They laugh. They tell stories. Larry shares his experience about his day, names the bank, names the realtor. He leaves that winery that day. He's feeling pretty good. Might have been the alcohol, but he's still feeling pretty good. Now, Larry decides that he's going to do a blog post about the winery. He's also going to directly message them on Facebook. Larry is super excited about his experience, and the winery has been extremely, extremely supportive, and they listened to him while he was at the winery. Now what I'd like to do is do a social follow-up with this experience. How many of you in the audience remember Larry's last name? A couple of you? Uh-huh. How many of you remember how many kids he has? All right, a little more. What about their names? What about the wife's name? Aha, I didn't share it. You see, it's not about what you hear online, it's also about what you don't hear. Right? Conversation starters. What are the kids' names? How's your wife doing? Do you see where I'm going with this, with listening? Now let's walk through this. Bank, realtor, winery. Response from the bank. They're not online. They didn't see Larry's complaints, didn't respond. Larry closed the accounts. He told people about his social experience. It reached over 4,000 people. Let's go to the next one. The realtor is online. Saw that Larry was upset, immediately apologized in public, and also went to Larry's blog, saw he liked a local winery, and sent him a bottle of Wino's wine. The winery, of course, super nice to him, gave him an excellent customer experience. Larry asked them for a link to their wine club, and he bought a few wine club memberships for his friends. You see the difference? Now, what can we learn from local Larry? Number one, in a local community, we're no longer dealing with 6 degrees of separation. It's 3. Messages go faster online to more people. You need to remember that. It's not about the posting online. It's about you listening to your customers and the audience that you are trying to appeal to. Second point, service occurs on social channels 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you are on there or not. It's happening. Third one, social media is about listening. It's not about you talking. It's not about your generic posts. It has nothing to do with it. If you want to build your business in a local community, you need to listen. And last but not least, social media is not a channel. It's not just a site. Social media is the influencer of all channels online. Do you remember what device Larry was carrying? He pulled out his smartphone. Take a moment to know you can only, if you're going to do videos for your business, at least currently, upload certain video types for a smartphone to be able to read that video. These are the things I'm talking about. All right? 48% of your customers, by the way, this is from Marketing Sherpa, use social media as a place to demand service. 1 in 3 of them will post about an experience online. And the impact that social has for local businesses is that when you're not listening, your customers are going to go away. That is the impact that social media has on local business. I want to ask you a question. How many of you, after listening to this 8 minutes today, understand now the difference between talking and listening online? By a show of hands. All right. How many of you are currently, if you own a local business, you're involved in a local business as an employee, intern, whatever it might be, how many of you are currently listening actively on social media channels? By a show of hands. Wow. Everyone look around. That's maybe, 20 people? How many of you now, here's the final question, are completely committed to listening through social media? All right, almost the entire audience. My job is done. Thank you for listening.